The thing about distance is that it's never empty. Emma learned that fast. Distance filled itself with questions, with remembered conversations, with moments replayed at night when the world finally went quiet enough to listen. Victoria kept her word. She was careful, professional, polite, controlled to the point of precision, and it hurt more than Emma expected. Not because anything was taken away, but because something had been there. Emma didn't imagine it. She knew that. She trusted her instincts. She trusted herself more now than she used to. Still, the doubt crept in. Maybe I misread it. Maybe it was never about me. Maybe this is just how she is. Emma repeated these thoughts the way she repeated affirmations, hoping one of them would stick. But none of them felt true. Work didn't slow down just because feelings got complicated. If anything, it intensified. Victoria had 3 major initiatives running simultaneously, each with its own pressure points. The board watched closely now, every decision scrutinized, every delay questioned. Emma stepped into the role fully. She spoke up in meetings when something didn't add up. She pushed back politely when timelines were unrealistic. She corrected errors before they reached Victoria's desk. Victoria noticed. She always noticed. She just didn't say anything anymore. The silence between them felt intentional, measured, like a line drawn carefully in ink. Emma respected it. She just wished it didn't feel so heavy. Thursday evening arrived quietly. No storm this time, just the soft hum of the city settling into night. Emma stayed late again, finishing a summary report for Victoria to review in the morning. She checked the time, nearly 8. She debated leaving. Then she heard it. Music, soft at first, almost indistinguishable from the building's ambient sounds. But as Emma stilled, listening, she recognized it. A piano. Her heart stuttered. The sound came from down the hall, one of the large conference rooms rarely used after hours. Emma knew there was a piano in there. She'd seen it once during a tour. Decorative, mostly, untouched. Apparently not. She stood slowly, curiosity pulling her forward before caution could stop her. The closer she got, the clearer the music became. It wasn't flashy. It wasn't perfect. It was careful, emotional, like someone touching something personal and hoping it wouldn't break. Emma stopped in the doorway. Victoria sat at the piano. Her jacket was draped over a chair, sleeves rolled up, hair looser than Emma had ever seen it, still pulled back but imperfect now, a few strands escaping. She didn't look like the Ice Queen. She looked human. Emma didn't mean to intrude. She really didn't. But something about the moment felt fragile, sacred even, and she didn't want to shatter it. Still, the floor creaked softly beneath her. Victoria's hands stilled on the keys. She didn't turn around right away. "How long have you been standing there?" Victoria asked. Emma winced. "Not long, I'm sorry, I can leave." Victoria turned on the bench, studying her. "No," she said after a beat. "You don't have to." Emma hesitated, then stepped inside, staying near the door. "I didn't know you played," she said quietly. Victoria's gaze flicked back to the piano. "Most people don't." There was something guarded in her tone, not defensive, just careful. "It's beautiful," Emma said, "the way you play." Victoria exhaled softly, like she hadn't realized she was holding her breath. "It's just something I do, when the building's empty." Emma nodded. "It makes sense." "Does it?" Victoria asked. Emma smiled faintly. "Yeah, it feels like thinking out loud, but quieter." Victoria looked at her again, something thoughtful in her eyes. "That's accurate," she said. Silence settled between them, but it wasn't uncomfortable. Not like the silence lately. This one felt different, warmer. Emma took a tentative step closer. "Can I sit?" she asked, gesturing to a chair nearby. Victoria nodded. Emma sat, hands folded loosely in her lap, listening as Victoria returned to the keys. The melody was slow, melancholic, not sad exactly, more reflective, like longing without despair. Emma felt it in her chest. She didn't speak. She didn't move. She just listened. When the last note faded, the room felt impossibly quiet. Victoria's hands rested on the keys for a moment longer than necessary. "You shouldn't be here," she said finally. Emma's heart sank until Victoria continued. "Not because you did anything wrong," she added. "Because I should be better at leaving work at work." Emma swallowed. "You're allowed to be human." Victoria let out a small, humorless laugh. That's debatable. Emma looked at her, really looked at her now, the tiredness beneath the control. The tension she carried so effortlessly that most people never noticed it. You carry a lot, Emma said gently. Victoria stiffened. Emma rushed to add, I don't mean that as a judgment, just an observation. Victoria studied her for a long moment. You're very perceptive, she said. Emma shrugged lightly. I pay attention. I know, Victoria replied. The words landed heavier than Emma expected. They talked after that. Not about work. Not really. About music. About late nights. About the pressure of being responsible for outcomes that affected hundreds of people. Victoria didn't say much about herself, but she said more than she ever had. Emma listened. That had always been her strength. At one point, Victoria glanced at the clock and sighed. It's late. Emma nodded. I should go. They stood at the same time, too close, the air between them charged again, but quieter now, less startling, more aware. I appreciate your discretion, Victoria said. About tonight. Emma met her gaze. I would never use something personal against you. I know, Victoria said softly. They stood there a moment longer, neither moving. Then Victoria stepped back. Good night, Emma. Good night, Victoria. Emma walked out feeling like something had shifted again, but this time not away, toward. At home, Emma lay in bed staring at the ceiling, heart full and restless. She thought about the piano, about the way Victoria's shoulders had relaxed when she played, about the softness she allowed only when she thought no one was watching. Thank you for trusting me, Emma thought, even if she never said it aloud. Thank you for letting me see you. She repeated it, holding onto the warmth of it, because seeing someone, really seeing them, was a kind of intimacy all on its own. Monday didn't give Emma time to sit with what Thursday night had meant. Work never did. The building was already alive when she arrived. Phones ringing, keyboards clacking, voices low and urgent. The board meeting scheduled for Wednesday loomed over everything like a held breath. Emma set her bag down, opened her planner, and grounded herself in the familiar rhythm. One thing at a time, she told herself. Do the work. Be steady. She was good at steady. Victoria arrived 10 minutes later than usual. Emma noticed immediately. Not because it disrupted anything Emma had already adjusted, but because Victoria looked tired. Not disheveled. Never that, just quieter somehow, more inward. Their eyes met briefly across the space. Victoria nodded. Emma nodded back. Nothing more. Still, Emma felt the echo of the piano between them, like a secret pressed gently into her palm. The meeting that afternoon was brutal. Executives packed into the conference room, tension sharp enough to taste. Financial projections were questioned. Timelines challenged. A senior VP pushed back harder than necessary. This plan assumes flawless execution, he said, tapping the table. That's optimistic. Victoria leaned back slightly in her chair, fingers steepled. It assumes preparation, she replied evenly. Which we have. He scoffed. Your assistant prepared these figures, correct? Emma felt every eye in the room shift toward her. Before she could speak, Victoria did. Yes, Victoria said coolly. And they're accurate. The VP raised an eyebrow. She's new. So are half the assumptions you're making, Victoria replied. And hers are better supported. The room went silent. Emma's pulse roared in her ears. Victoria didn't look at her, not once. She didn't need to. Her defense was complete, deliberate, and unmistakable. The meeting moved on. Emma sat still, hands folded tightly together, forcing her breathing to stay even. She chose me, Emma thought, publicly, without hesitation. The realization left her both buoyant and terrified. After the meeting, Emma retreated to her desk, focusing hard on follow-up emails, on logistics, on anything that didn't involve replaying Victoria's voice in her head. An hour later, a message popped up on her screen. Victoria, thank you for your work today. Emma stared at it, just that. Simple, professional, still her chest warmed. Emma, of course. I'm glad it went well. 3 dots appeared, disappeared. Appeared again. Victoria, you handled yourself with composure. Emma swallowed. Emma, I learned from you. A pause, then. Victoria, go home on time tonight. Emma smiled softly at her screen. Emma, I'll try. She almost succeeded. At 6:30, Emma shut down her computer, slung her bag over her shoulder, and headed for the elevators. They dinged open to reveal nothing, out of order. She sighed and turned toward the stairwell. Emma. She turned. Victoria stood a few steps behind her, coat on, phone in hand. "The elevators are down," Victoria said unnecessarily. "I'm heading to the garage." Emma nodded. Same. They walked together, footsteps echoing softly down the stairwell. It wasn't awkward, but it wasn't easy either. Something unspoken sat between them. In the garage, Victoria paused beside her car. "About earlier," she said, tone careful. "I hope you weren't uncomfortable." Emma shook her head immediately. "No." "I was grateful." Victoria studied her. "Good." "A beat. I meant what I said," Victoria added. "Your work stands on its own." Emma met her gaze. "I know." And she did. That mattered. The rest of the week unfolded in fragments. Quick exchanges in the hallway. Emails sent late at night. A shared glance during a meeting that lingered just a second too long. Nothing crossed a line. But the line felt thinner now. Less abstract. Emma felt more grounded than she had in a long time. She spoke with more certainty. She trusted her instincts. She stopped apologizing for things that didn't need apologies. Victoria noticed. "You're more confident lately," Victoria said one afternoon, reviewing a document Emma had drafted. Emma hesitated. "Is that okay?" Victoria looked up. "It's necessary." Emma smiled faintly. "Then I'm glad." So was Victoria. She just didn't say it. Thursday evening arrived quietly again. Emma was finishing up when Victoria appeared at her desk. "I'm staying late," Victoria said. "You don't have to." Emma nodded. "I know." She gathered her things, then paused. "Will you play tonight?" Victoria stilled. "How did you?" "I won't tell anyone," Emma said gently. "I just wondered." Victoria considered her for a long moment. "Perhaps," she said. Emma smiled. "Okay." She left with her heart lighter than it had been all week. At home, Emma curled up on her couch, phone in hand, waiting without quite admitting she was waiting. An hour passed. Then another. Just as she was about to set the phone down, it buzzed. "Victoria, you were right." Emma's heart skipped. "Emma, about Victoria, music helps." Emma smiled, warmth blooming in her chest. "Emma, I'm glad." A pause. "Victoria, good night, Emma." "Emma, good night, Victoria." Emma set the phone aside and leaned back, closing her eyes. "Thank you," she thought, "for trusting me, for seeing me." She repeated it, holding on to the feeling, because this wasn't just about attraction. It was about respect and trust, and something quietly growing in the space between them. By Friday, people had started to notice. Emma felt it first in the way conversations softened when she walked by, in the way a few glances lingered just a little too long. Not hostile, curious, measuring. She told herself she was imagining it. She had always imagined things too deeply, always felt things too strongly. That was who she was, warm-hearted, open, a little too hopeful. Still, she kept her head down. Victoria, on the other hand, did not change a thing. She moved through the office with the same precise authority. Same clipped steps. Same calm, cool voice. If anything, she was even more composed than usual, which almost made it worse. During a quarterly prep meeting, Emma handed Victoria a folder. Their fingers brushed, just for a second. Victoria didn't flinch, didn't pull away, but her hand stilled. Emma felt it like a held breath. Their eyes met. Nothing happened. Everything happened. Victoria accepted the folder and continued speaking as if the moment hadn't cracked something open inside her. Emma sat back down, pulse racing, cheeks warm. Get it together, she told herself. She's your boss. She's just human. Still, her heart didn't quite believe that was all. Late that afternoon, Emma was called into Victoria's office. Her stomach twisted as she knocked. "Come in." Victoria stood near the window, city stretching endlessly behind her. She turned as Emma entered, expression unreadable. "You wanted to see me." "Yes," Victoria gestured to the chair. "Sit." Emma obeyed, hands folded carefully in her lap. Victoria leaned against her desk instead of sitting. That alone felt different, less formal, less guarded. "I've noticed changes," Victoria said. Emma swallowed. "Good ones." "Yes," Victoria replied immediately. "You're more assured. You speak with clarity. You trust yourself." Emma exhaled softly. Thank you. Victoria nodded, then paused. I want to be clear about something. Emma's chest tightened. You are here because you are capable, Victoria continued. Not because of proximity, not because of preference. Emma held her gaze. I understand. I need to know that you do, Victoria said quietly. I do, Emma repeated. And I don't want special treatment. Something flickered in Victoria's eyes. Relief, maybe. Good, Victoria said, because I wouldn't offer it. Emma smiled faintly. I didn't think you would. Silence settled between them. Not uncomfortable, just full. Then Victoria straightened. That's all. Emma rose. Okay. She reached for the door, then hesitated. Victoria. Yes. Thank you for saying that. Victoria watched her for a long moment. You're welcome, Emma. That night, Emma lay awake longer than she should have. She thought about trust, about how rare it was to feel seen without being claimed, about how Victoria never crossed lines, but never erased warmth either. Emma pressed her hand to her chest. This is dangerous, she thought. This is beautiful. She didn't know which scared her more. The following week moved faster. Deadlines closed in. Emails piled up. The board review drew closer. Emma thrived under pressure. She surprised herself with how steady she felt, how confident her voice sounded when she spoke in meetings. Victoria noticed. She noticed everything. You handled that well, Victoria murmured as they walked out of a conference room together. Emma glanced up at her. I felt ready. Victoria's lips curved slightly. You were. Their shoulders brushed as they walked. Neither moved away. The piano happened again on Wednesday. Emma stayed late, not because she had to, but because she wanted to. The building quieted around her. Lights dimmed. The city hummed beyond the glass. Then she heard it, soft, measured, familiar now. Emma didn't announce herself. She didn't interrupt. She stood just outside the office, listening. Victoria played like she spoke, controlled, deliberate, but there was longing threaded through the notes. Something restrained, something careful. Emma leaned against the wall, eyes closed. She feels things, Emma realized. She just doesn't show them easily. When the music stopped, Emma stepped back. Victoria opened the door moments later. They froze when they saw each other. I didn't mean to, Emma began. It's fine, Victoria said gently. You didn't interrupt. They stood there, the air charged. Why piano? Emma asked quietly. Victoria considered the question. It reminds me that I can be precise without being cold. Emma's throat tightened. I like that. Victoria held her gaze. So do I. Silence stretched again. This time it felt heavier, closer. I should go, Emma said, though she didn't move. Yes, Victoria agreed. She didn't move either. A long beat passed. Then Victoria stepped aside. Good night, Emma. Emma walked past her slowly, too slowly. Good night, Victoria. Their shoulders brushed again. This time it felt intentional. Emma rode the elevator down with her heart in her throat. This is becoming something, she thought, and I don't know how to stop it. Part of her didn't want to. The shift was subtle. That was the worst part. Emma didn't notice it all at once. It wasn't a slammed door or a sharp word or a sudden coldness that could be named and placed neatly on a shelf. It was quieter than that. Victoria stopped lingering after meetings. Her emails became more precise, shorter. The pauses between replies stretched longer than before, still professional, still kind, just careful. Emma felt it in her chest like a slow ache. Don't assume, she told herself, don't spiral. But she missed the warmth. She missed the softness that had peeked through. She missed the way Victoria used to look at her like she was something worth noticing. By Thursday, Emma couldn't pretend she didn't feel it anymore. The board review arrived like a storm. Executives filled the main conference room, tension thick as humidity. Emma moved efficiently, distributing materials, queuing presentations, keeping everything on track. She didn't falter. Even when Victoria barely looked at her, Emma focused on the work, on the numbers, on the calm in her own voice. She grounded herself the way she always had, by being useful, by being steady. Still, when the meeting ended successfully and the room emptied, Emma felt hollow. Victoria stayed behind, reviewing notes. Emma lingered near the door, debating. Finally, she spoke. Victoria. Yes. Did I do something wrong? The words hung in the air between them. Victoria slowly set her folder down. No, she said firmly. Emma's hands clenched at her sides. Then why does it feel like you're farther away? Victoria closed her eyes for a brief moment. Just a second, like she was bracing herself. Because I need to be, she said quietly. Emma's chest tightened. Why? Victoria looked at her then, really looked. Because people are watching, Victoria said. And because I won't let your work, or your reputation, be questioned. Emma swallowed hard. Is that what this is? Yes, and not something else. Silence, that told Emma everything. Victoria turned back to her notes. You should go home. Emma stood there, heart pounding. I understand boundaries, Emma said softly, but I need honesty. Victoria didn't look up. This is honesty. Emma nodded slowly. Okay. She walked out before her voice could break. That night, Emma cried quietly on her couch. Not dramatic sobs, just tears slipping down her face as she stared at the ceiling. I knew better, she thought. I always know better. She wiped her face and sat up. But I don't regret it, she realized. Not really, because feeling seen even briefly had changed her. She felt stronger now, more solid, less afraid of her own voice. And that mattered. The next day, Emma kept her distance. She didn't linger, didn't seek eye contact, didn't read into things. Victoria noticed immediately. She noticed everything. During a midday check-in, Emma delivered her updates calmly, efficiently, without the warmth she usually carried. Anything else? Victoria asked. No, Emma replied. That's all. She turned to leave. Emma, Victoria said. Emma paused. Victoria hesitated just a fraction. You're doing excellent work, Victoria said. I don't want you to doubt that. Emma met her gaze. I don't. And she meant it. She left without another word. Victoria stood alone in her office, jaw tight, chest heavy. This is the right choice, she told herself. This is how you protect people. It didn't feel like protection. It felt like loss. That evening, rain started again. Not dramatic thunder, just a steady, quiet downpour. The kind that soaked into everything. Emma packed up and headed out, umbrella tucked under her arm. In the lobby, she nearly collided with Victoria. I'm sorry, Emma said automatically. Victoria shook her head. No, I wasn't looking. They stood there awkwardly, rain tapping against the glass doors. Are you walking? Victoria asked. Yes. So am I, Victoria said, a beat. Do you want to? Victoria began, then stopped herself. Emma waited. Victoria exhaled slowly. Never mind. Emma studied her face. The tension, the restraint. Victoria, Emma said gently. You don't have to erase yourself to protect me. Victoria's eyes softened painfully. You don't understand. Then help me, Emma replied. Help me understand. Rain streaked down the glass between them. Victoria didn't answer. After a moment, Emma nodded. Okay. She stepped outside into the rain alone. Victoria watched her go, heart aching. Later that night, Emma received a message. Victoria, you're right. I shouldn't disappear. Emma stared at the screen. Emma. Thank you for saying that. 3 dots appeared. Disappeared, then. Victoria, I just need time. Emma's fingers hovered over the keyboard. Emma, I can give you that. A pause. Victoria, good night, Emma. Emma smiled softly despite everything. Emma. Good night, Victoria. She set the phone down and pressed her hand to her chest. This isn't over, she thought. It's just becoming real.